Alright guys, this is the part 5 and the final part. So we are going to just try to get one more ending, at least.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, so what are we doing here?
When Stanley
Left or
came
right?
to a set of two
Left.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We got a purpose. Let's see. This has been a very interesting
Yet there was not a
experience.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming
No, he's
to a staircase,
going down.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Going down this time. This was the only other thing I could think of to do that's different, so this could be a dead end, it could be a different ending.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah, that's a good point. I've been wondering that for a while.
Matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I think so.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And
wait a minute.
He came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This
maybe.
is all a dream.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt.
I think it's actually purgatory, though.
An explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa! Oh, I've done that in dreams.
Then he imagined himself
Sweet.
soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
Oh, cool.
It was so much fun, and Stanley
Oh, it's lucid dreaming. Yeah, I've done that.
Up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Yeah, I like
Then
lucid dreaming. It's
the
fun.
strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing? And
Yeah. These are questions I want to know.
Describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
That's profound.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
It's his inner
Did the voice
monologue.
not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Calm down there.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Oh, is this the Zending?
I am okay.
I'm okay. Shit, no? Nope.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Dear God. Well, this is, for the last ending that I'm doing, this is pretty,
This is the story of a
poignant.
woman named Mariella.
Is it?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
And saw Stanley dead on the
this particular
sidewalk.
Day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, she didn't call the police? Stupid cow. Well then. I guess that's gonna do it, guys. I think that's gonna do it. That was only like 10 minutes or so, but that's pretty much all I think I can do right now. But yeah, man, this is a weird fucking game. Is there like something in the options, maybe extras? Saves disabled, achievement. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really a unique game. Let's go back to the menu. Yeah, very unique experience. Let's go to credits here. It was definitely not your run-of-the-mill, like, this must have been one of the earlier walking simulator type of games, actually, now that I think about it. Like, they've kind of sprung up in popularity since then, since around 2013. Like, I played that Gone Home and shit like that, but this was definitely the most out there in terms of, like, the plot and concept. Very good. I enjoyed that. Especially the little, like, Portal bit. I mean, well, there were parts of it that were better than that, but I appreciate the nod to Portal, since it was, one of my favorite games. I suspect the people who made this liked Portal a lot, too. They had a Valve support team. Very good. Yeah. Quite enjoyed that. Fun little game. I imagine there's some more endings I didn't even get to, but like this ending, I don't know if that's real or not. And maybe some other little things you can do in there that I didn't get, but that seems to be at least the overview, the long and short of it. So basically, like I assume like the canon ending, in terms of like what would actually happen if it was real, was Stanley going and finding the mind control thing and freeing himself from the world. That seems to be like the. But then that could all be just like fake. It seems like it's really like purgatory, like he's trapped in purgatory. Maybe he is just dead, and going through, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's open to interpretation for sure. But at the end of the day, I think it's just a really cool game. Highly recommended to anybody who has not played it, or anybody who just likes quirky, fun little games you can beat quickly. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got. I mean. That was fun, and parts of it were quite funny too. I think I actually laughed out loud a couple times, which doesn't usually happen in games like this. What else? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm recording this before Thanksgiving. The plan is, I'm gonna start doing AM2R next. So anybody who's following me, AM2R will be the next game I do. This was just a fun little interlude, and yeah, we'll go from there. So. Thanks for watching, guys. This was quite the experience. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.